We're building housing in the middle of Buckley. We've established that there's a definite need in the middle of Buckley. And this is a pretty innovative system, really. I mean, this is a timber frame system, and now a lot of people have seen timber frame housing going up. But we're pushing the boundaries on this project because we're using Welsh timber exclusively and put a lot of work into establishing a supply chain, working very closely with the contractor. So we're very proud of this project. We're using Welsh timber because what we are very interested in is the environmental sustainability, but also trying to balance that with economic sustainability. Timber is one of those few products that you can use which is actually beneficial in terms of carbon. Steel, for example, has a very high embodied energy, uses a lot of carbon in its manufacture, as does concrete. But timber's always been environmentally friendly. But there's another massive advantage, of course, which is the benefit to the Welsh economy. So we're keen for Welsh farmers to have more opportunities to grow Welsh timber, and that has obvious economic benefit. The people living in these properties will see a definite benefit in terms of energy use. Timber frame is actually much easier to insulate to high level than other forms of construction like blockwork walls. Now, these days buildings, especially houses, are built to very high energy standards, but these are particularly high energy performing buildings. So they'll see benefit in not only in the comfort of their homes, but also in terms of their bills. That'll be a nice surprise for them, I think.
Well, it's really good to get out to the site today and actually just to see in practice how timber's been used in construction, and particularly timber that is produced in Wales as well, and actually how it all fits together, the supply chain and the producer, and to make sure that we actually see how it actually can work and works well. So what we'll be doing later this month is a statement with an update of our woodland strategy. What we've done is refreshed and made it more fitting for the world today and the challenges we face. Our targets in terms of meeting climate reduction, the challenges post-Brexit, but also to make sure, set out what we want to do in terms of planting the right tree in the right places. So for Wales to look at a balance of a mixture of woodlands, so the productive economic woodland like we need for construction and this, but also to get that balance with woodland for well-being and biodiversity as well. I think more people now, more of us see that actually doing things, you could do things which are going to improve our environment in terms of planting more trees and using more timber in construction to help reduce our carbon footprint, but also we know it has economic benefits as well.
Well, I think generally she must be very pleased to see a housing development. That's obviously a good thing. There's a big demand for housing in Wales at the moment. So I think that'll be very pleasing for her to see this project going ahead. It's important for the local economy, of course. This represents investment in this area. But I also think she'll be very pleased from an environmental point of view, bearing in mind her portfolio. So this does have very, very strong environmental credentials. And I think we would, as a group, like to do a lot more of this type of developments, and we are planning to do so. The project is progressing very, very well, actually. We're just 12 weeks into the project, and you can see, looking around already, we're well ahead with the project. A lot of the framing is up. Obviously, the foundations are in, and the drainage is in. So progressing very well. Very, very pleased with progress. That's one of the advantages of timber framing. It is very, very fast construction.